So my food journey today takes me a little away from home. We'll be visiting someone from our very friendly neighbors, Iran. Located in the Middle East, bordering the Gulf of Oman, the Persian Gulf, and the Caspian Sea between Iraq and Pakistan, Iran is home to one of the world's oldest civilizations, with historical settlements dating back to 4000 BC. In 1551, the Safavid dynasty made Iran an independent state and established Islam as the official religion of the empire. And Islamic Iran was to yield historic transformations within the cultural, scientific, and political structure of Iran's society. Iran's history has been a great influence on its culture, which is a mix of ancient pre-Islamic and Islamic culture. Unlike other parts of the world where male chefs are known for their cooking skills, Iran has a history of relying on the females' abilities to cook, whether it's been in the palaces of the Persian kings or even in the homes where domestic housewives have really taken a lot of pride in the way that they prepare their meals. It's only appropriate for us to be meeting someone on today's show who's a lady based here in Pakistan, and she's been running a restaurant for the past 18 years with her husband, an Irani restaurant, and we'll be speaking to Mrs. Mazri today. Let's talk a little about the food history and the culture in Iran.
Yes.
What do you think is the staple in Irani food?
Yes. Well, our main dish is rice. Rice is always there, so meat and vegetable. It is always combined. So, but it has its own taste, different but very tasty, I must say. Meat is always there, especially, but people prefer to use chicken and fish and vegetable more.
Is there a key to how your dishes don't turn out to be really, really dark? You know how, like in our Pakistani cuisine, it's very, very sort of dark and we cook for a long time. How are you managing that?
I think because we don't use different spice, because it changed the color of the food. Secondly, we don't fry it that much.
Okay.
You know, as far as the onion is concerned, we just fry it to golden, not more than that.
And the tea, I mean, I don't take sugar in mine, but I believe the tea, you were supposed to have it with the sugar cube in your mouth.
Yes, that's how we eat it.
You eat it, and then you keep it in your mouth, and then you keep sipping the tea to get the taste. Wow, very good. I've also been told that there's a skill to it, so you're not supposed to just take the whole sugar cube and dissolve it instantly in your mouth. It needs to do that gradually over a period of time, so you get to finish your entire cup of tea. But you can use mystery or anything else as well, anything sweet in your mouth. How was it starting a restaurant over here in Pakistan for you? I mean, did you face any trouble in terms of getting people, because you know, we as Pakistanis love our food to be very spicy and very, you know, rich.
We have no problem. First, the people comes and say, "Oh, it is Irani food. Is there any spice?" I said, "No, but you can try. If you like it, then okay, you will come again. Otherwise, it's okay." And they like it. It took us sometimes to know about the Iranian food.
Right.
But I think people
But you didn't adapt the cuisine at all by adding spices or adding something, making it a little more Pakistan. Like your food over here is exactly what if I go to Iran, I'll get?
Exactly the same.
And what are your most popular dishes, you think, in Iran that you will find wherever we, apart from chalo kebab,
When you take about Iranian food, they immediately say chalo kebab.
Right.
But of course, some people like horme sabzi, some people like khoreshe bademjam, which is eggplant gravy.
Right.
Some people like khoreshe fesenjan. So it depends to the people, you know.
And what do people come over here, your clients over here in Pakistan, what do you think they like most in your restaurant? What is the most popular dish?
They come for kebab.
The kebab.
They come for kebab. Some people for gravies, but mostly they come for rice, zeresh polo, and different kind of kebab which we have.
Right. No, definitely. I come here for a lot for the kebab as well. I think it's made so differently from Sikh kebab that we have. I mean, it's still barbecued, right?
It is barbecued.
But it's just very, I mean, you can actually taste the taste of the meat. It's not covered in spices and smothered. Now that I've seen a lot of this food even passing through the restaurant and talked about all these good things, we'll definitely go and look at them now being made. We're going to learn how to make something a little more summery, considering Irani food.
Yes.
What we've gathered is very based on the climate and the weather at that time.
Yes.
So we're not going to make kebabs right now. We're actually going to see how to make some rice, some salad, and a yogurt-based dish for the summer months. After all this food talk, we're finally at the best part of the show where we learn how to apply that knowledge and see how some food is cooked. So now I've here with me Mariam. Mariam, whose mother is from Iran and has very kindly volunteered to help me learn how to cook some Irani food. So Mariam, what are we going to learn how to make today?
Okay, we'll be making Istanbuli pulao today. It's a rice dish made with some French beans. And after that, we're going to make burani. It's an appetizer. It's made with spinach and garlic.
Okay, so as you can tell, we're going to make all these dishes that are very significant for the summer months. Yeah. So they're like cooling dishes, right?
Good
basically.
For summer,
and even the rice, I believe, is sort of more of a lighter, summery kind of rice that we're going to learn how to make. Sure. Shall I, let's get started. What are we going to?
We're going to start with the rice. First, we have to soak the rice. Right?
Let me just pour some.
Oh, you just pour that. Now we're going to add a bit of water in it. Whenever you want to make some rice, always remember to soak them a night before.
Okay.
और आप उसमें जितना ज़्यादा नमक डालेंगे ना, आपके जो rice होंगे वो उतने अच्छे होंगे. Okay?
Rice boils a lot faster if you're going to marinate, leave it in water overnight. And also what I've heard is that all the, if there's any dirt or even sometimes rice goes through this process where they enrich it with sometimes it's glucose, sometimes it's starch, sometimes it's even something like talcum, which is actually not good for you. Yeah. It's good to wash the rice, get it all out of the rice and have actually just rice cooking in your dish. Tonight we're going to move on to the sauce.
First you're going to take a bit of oil. Okay? It depends. आपने जितना oil लेना चाहते हो, you can take a lot, you can take less, it's up to you. But it's always better to use olive oil.
Okay. Oh, excellent. Because of the health benefit. But when you go to Iran, Mariam, do you guys use more ghee there, oil there? How is it different?
It's more, Irani people are quite conscious about their food. So what I've seen, they always use olive oil. Okay, we're going to put the chopped onions over here.
Excellent.
Now the onions are done, we're going to put the meat in it.
Tell me a little about Iran and food in Iran. When you go to visit, I believe you go travel there quite a bit as well.
Quite a lot,
So what's the food like there and what is it that you miss the most about food over there?
One thing I really love about Irani food is they don't use chilies in it.
Okay.
So whenever the food doesn't have chilies in it, you can actually feel the flavor of and you can feel the taste of all of the spices that are used in the food. And Iranis, they like sour things like tomatoes and vinegar. You find vinegar almost in every salad of theirs.
Right.
All right.
I believe vinegar and lemon, Hannah. Lemon is also something that you guys use.
Vinegar, lemon, and there's another thing with the name of ghar ghurud.
Okay. A bit. So, iske andar, I believe you don't put any garlic in this dish, man.
No, we don't.
No garlic.
Not in this one. Not in this. We just have to fry the meat a bit, and then we're going to add the tomato puree in it.
Now, this tomato puree that we're going to add, this is canned. You can use canned tomato puree, or do you make it yourself?
You can use the canned tomatoes, but I would prefer if you can make it yourself, especially when summer season the tomatoes are really cheap. You can just take them, you can boil them, boil it for 2 or 3 minutes, and then put all of them in a juicer or a grinder, and then just
what do you do with the skin then? Doesn't the skin come off, or do you take the skin off?
You have to strain it. You have to strain it, right? You have to strain it.
Tell me when.
Hold of it. Just add all of it. The speciality of this food is, quite a lot of tomatoes in it. We're just going to leave it until it brings to boil. We're just going to cook it for, let's say, 5 minutes. Okay. So we're just going to use salt. It's according to your taste, this spoon. Okay.
So clearly turmeric you didn't want to use your hands for?
No, because it goes right into your nails and it never comes out.
It's very, I find turmeric to be very difficult to work with. Okay. But I believe you have a lot of that in Irani cuisine, turmeric. Can I use quite a bit of it?
Turmeric is a very good antibacterial. More than
and what's the logic behind using cinnamon right at the end? Like, is it?
It's just for the aroma. It's just for the aroma. You can just cover it so that it just cooked a bit. Okay.
Does it cooks a little faster that way as well, right?
I have boiled water over here. Now I'm going to add the rice in it.
The rice has been soaked overnight.
Yeah.
Okay. So what we're waiting for now is to get the rice to boil in the water. All right, now coming to one of my favorite parts in this food preparation is when I heard about how they make the saffron, how they grind it together. So Mariam, now you're going to walk me through this, right? Okay. Because I was most excited about using this little contraption over here.
Okay, what you're going to do, we have saffron over here, right? You just have to take a bit of it.
Right. So saffron is used quite a bit in Irani food, right?
We use it in Irani food, plus we use it in our tea as well.
You use it in your tea as well? Right, right.
You just have to add a bit of sugar. We are adding sugar to it because it gives a good color to it, right?
Really? The sugar gives a good color?
You have to just rub it. You have to rub it.
Okay, that's good. Okay. Saffron is also one of Iran's largest exports. It's the largest producer of saffron in the world.
And saffron is one of the most expensive spices as well.
To get into a paste, I have to add a little bit of water. Oh, I see what you're talking about, the color bit happening already.
Yeah.
Wow, it's like a golden color. As opposed to the reddish tinge that you get without the sugar. Oh wow, the smell is so good.
It smells nice.
Lovely.
You know, you can add it in your green tea as well.
Now, if I were adding this in my green tea, would I mix it with the sugar and do it this way, or would I just add water?
When you just add water to the tea, you just have to
just put a few strands of saffron
in it.
I don't have to do this way, doing to it because we want to color the rice with it as well, right?
Exactly.
The best part is when I get to go home and show up all these tips that I've learned.
Take some green beans, right? We have to cut them ½ centimeter.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. And you're going to just saute these also in olive oil?
In olive oil, just a bit, not a lot.
Right, so I've also picked that up in terms of when you're adding any vegetables that you want to retain their texture or the taste of the vegetables. It's always important to add them right at the end because then they stay crunchy and they sort of maintain the flavor. All right, so we've got French beans over here. The ones we sliced have magically appeared to have been fried. They've been sauteed just a little bit. We didn't want to cook them too much because that would lose the crunchiness of the French beans.
Very true. Okay, now we're going to add the French beans in it.
Yeah.
Okay. To add the saffron in there as well. All of it. You have to stir it. Now the rice is boiling, right? We added salt in it, right? Now we're just going to strain them. I'm going to show you something very interesting called as tedik.
You know, tedik is literally translated as the bottom of a pot.
Bottom of a pot. We're going to add a bit of water in it. Now you see the water is boiling, right? You see that? You hear that? Yeah. Okay. What we're going to do now is we're going to put these potatoes like this and just slice them. Make sure they're not very thick, right? Or else you won't get that crunchy potatoes in the end.
And you're going to layer the rice on top of this, right?
On top of it, yes.
And when you serve this, do you serve it on the side or is it just forming a crust?
We do it on the side. And you can even do it for the noodles as well.
Oh, with noodles as well?
For the noodles as well. We're just going to cook these potatoes for, let's say, 3 minutes on a very high heat. And then we're going to add the rice and this sauce into it. How is it? It's good?
It's so good. You can actually smell the meat and, I mean, just what I'd read about Irani food was you can taste and smell every single ingredient. That's exactly what's happening over here right now. I can smell the French beans even cooking and I can smell the meat and the saffron.
Okay, now we're going to add the rice into it.
Sure. We're going to add already strained rice into our little potato mixture.
Always remember, whenever you're doing this with the rice, don't use the spoon. You know why? Because they break the rice. The spoon always breaks the rice.
Now you sound like my mother. That's exactly what she says about rice as well.
Okay. I'm going to use this. Now we're going to add a bit of this. We're going to do it layer by layer, right?
Yeah, like biryani.
Just like biryani, just like biryani.
I can hear it, I can smell it. I'm getting most excited about eating it.
Okay. All right. Now just another layer. Just going to turn it a bit low. Okay, I'm going to put all of them in it this time.
And then the last layer will be of the meat?
Yes. I'm going to add this whole of it into it.
It's really, really interesting to note that it's only tomatoes and meat and French beans and a little bit of salt and pepper and turmeric and saffron that are bringing together this dish that can be served up as an entire meal with bread or with rice on the side.
Okay, now we're going to add a bit of cinnamon We have cinnamon. Just a bit of it. If you just add lots and lots of it, it won't taste really good. Just a bit of it. I'm just going to sprinkle it at the top.
You have to be careful about how much cinnamon to add, only because even though cinnamon smells really good, to eat powdered cinnamon, it's very good.
Okay. We're going to leave it for, let's say, 5 minutes? 5 or 10 minutes.
Least favorite part, having to wait for this to be ready.
Okay.
So now we're just going to leave this on steam.
Yeah.
And we'll move on to our next dish.
I'm going to make biryani.
All right, Mariam, remind me again what this is that we're going to make. We're going to make a yogurt-based appetizer dish.
Appetizer
right?
is called burani.
Burani. Yes.
Burani, okay? So what we have to do, we have to take a bit of spinach, right? Make sure we wash them properly, and then we have to chop them. We're going to take the spinach, we're going to put it in a pot, and we're going to add a bit of water to it, and we're going to steam it.
Because you're going to take the spinach and then cover it in a pot of boiling water.
Yeah.
And
make sure you don't add a lot of water in it, because spinach have got water its own. So we have to make sure it gets cooked in its own water.
Excellent.
Okay.
So now we have cooked spinach over here. We've already pre-boiled some spinach in water.
Okay. Right. So what you're going to do, we're going to take a bit of yogurt. Burani always tastes nice whenever you make it with a very sour yogurt. As I told you, Irani people really love sour things.
Right, so basically what you're saying is to make burani, we shouldn't generally rely on the pre-packaged yogurt. It's probably best to get it straight from the milkman and get the sour yogurt.
Exactly.
Fresh sour yogurt.
Okay, it's
only salt, right?
Only salt. It's very simple. You just have to add the salt in it.
Okay.
Just a bit of it. And you're going to add the
chopped garlic
in it, right? And this is our boiled spinach. We're going to add it into it as well. And that's it. We just have to mix it.
Oh, excellent. Wow, this is quite a quick sort of starter dish or even as a side dish to rice in the summer heat.
Yeah.
And it's easy enough for me to claim that I can make Irani food as well. I'm tempted. Wow. And you know what? This is perfect right now for this hot weather. And the best part is you can't taste the garlic. I thought the chunks of garlic will get tasted, but you can't taste them. Chalo, so now our rice is ready.
Yeah.
I'm dying to try this out, so let's go.
Ta-da! Here it is.
Oh, wow. All right, and I get to enjoy this with the side of the burani.
Burani.
Let's try. It's really come together well. I think it also depends on the way you serve this. You need to make sure that you, when you're taking it out of the pot, you're mixing up the stew with the rice and getting both flavors together. I'm gonna have it with a little bit of, hang on. It is so good. And I completely understand why this is a summer dish, because it's got such light flavors. And even in this heat, I don't think I can imagine eating biryani right now because that's too intense with too many spices. But this is just the perfect flavors for a nice hot summer day. Now over here, we've cheated just a little bit because we wanted to make sure that we were showing you guys the different variations of tehdik, which is the bottom of the pot where we layered it with potatoes. This one has been made with just rice. So you've layered the bottom part of the pan with just rice and made it into this lovely shape over here, which I don't even know if I'm going to feel comfortable breaking into it. So I'm going to stick to my little plate over there. I figured the only way to enjoy this meal was to enjoy it in its own traditional way, hanging out with a few friends. Promised to us earlier on in the episode, every single flavor in this dish is very distinct. I can actually taste all the spices that have gone in it. Not that there were too many spices. Unlike biryani, this is a meal that can completely be enjoyed in the summer due to its lightness. So now that I've wrapped up another sumptuous meal on this show, I will catch you again next week. I really hope you can join me on my quest for food on For the Love of Food.